Check. Hey,
Okay,
this
cool.
is my normal speaking voice.
Cool.
This is my normal speaking voice.
Normally speaking.
All right, let's get this thing rolling.
Normally speaking.
You want to do your...
Yeah, I'm going with the experimental freeform jazz clap.
all right, here we go.
What does
Ready?
that mean?
You're going to find out right now. Ready?
Well, what time signature? 4/4?
6/8.
6/8?
Yeah.
12/8.
Swing. It's a 6/8 swing.
12/8.
All right, go
I
ahead.
don't even know. I might be wrong. Anyway, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Oh, brilliant.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Beautiful.
2 musicians and a singer.
I am also a musician. I play instruments.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, I do. Not as well as you, so I'm not in your caliber, but I play instruments.
Yeah, I guess you do use your vocal cords in a musical manner.
Here's the thing
Some
about
would
singers
consider.
versus musicians, and I might get a lot of hate for it. I have my musician talent built into me.
What do you think these are?
Yeah.
What do you think
However,
these digits are?
I've got
sound-
blisters on my
What do you think?
fingers.
What do you think of these are? What do you think this is?
The sound
and this?
comes from within, and it comes
You have
out.
one tool. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, and my feet. This is what? 12? What do you got? 1?
12?
I can play
Well,
drums.
I can't play drums. I'd like to.
Guitar. I slap
can
bass.
play guitar.
That's thumb included.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't even use their thumb.
Well, you can hold a pick with your thumb, so people do use.
Jeremy
their thumb.
uses his thumb. He's
Yeah.
a slap on the bass, man.
Yeah, a slap on the bass with my thumb. So can you? No, you can't.
I
you don't use your
could.
thumb.
Go get a bass. Do you have one?
You don't,
I,
you don't
I
use
do.
your
It's
thumb.
actually...
I can slap it. I
In
know
the
how
other
to
room.
slap things.
Okay, look, you can slap. I
Brooke,
could sing a note.
Give us an example of your musical instrument. Go. Do it. All right, give us your best, like your Disney princess voice. Put her on the spot.
I could do Snow White really well.
Like, do the little singing voice. Go for it.
Come on.
Are you Ariel?
Is that Ariel?
That's Ariel.
Whoops.
Well,
Wishing
no.
Yeah.
for the one I love.
Give us your best down with the sickness.
Wait, I could do that. I could do that better.
Yeah,
I'm really good at
that's
that.
awesome.
You got that down pretty well, lady.
Thank you.
Mm,
I practice.
it's really good.
I practice when I wake up in the morning. Practice when I'm in the shower.
She's not lying about the
Practice when I'm
showers.
driving.
Brooke wakes up, looks at herself in the mirror. Just like,
Makes me feel better about myself.
yeah.
Yeah, good start to my
Good.
day.
Down with the sickness.
How many ooh-ahs
Sucker.
do you do in the morning to get yourself pumped?
12 to be precise.
Call me
12?
David Drainman. Because I'm down with the sickness.
Wow. Get
Oh,
up
that's pretty
and up
good.
and down with the sickness.
Maybe I
Richard
have
Cheese.
Richard
screaming
Cheese.
in my future.
Maybe. You can be like the girl from Spirit Box.
Is that good?
That was all right.
I think I would hurt my
Sounds
throat.
like you're
if I
hurting your
kept
throat
doing
right
that.
now.
There's a technique. Gross.
If at all you're listening to this and you've got like your AirPods on, I'm sorry if that destroys your
It just
ears.
violated your ears.
Feel free to just take your AirPods off, grab some Q-tips, and just clean all the blood out of there.
Oh, man.
Sorry about it.
Wow. Well, speaking of blood,
Whoa! What a transition.
well, that's appropriate. It's appropriate. You know, we watched a pretty bloody show, right?
Yes.
Did you say?
Yeah, and it's actually on its 3rd episode.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
the 3rd episode just came out.
Yeah.
House of Dragons.
House of Dragons.
House of the
Is
Dragon.
it? It's House of the Dragons?
Mhm.
Dang, I know it is. I keep calling it House of Dragons, but you're right. It is House of the Dragon.
That's it.
No dragons.
They already ruined the show, just like they ruined the last 2 seasons of.
What do you
the
mean
previous
they
show.
ruined the show?
Because House of Dragons just feels better off
I
of the
think
tongue
House-
than House of the Dragons.
House of Dragons. I mean, probably was it because Game of Thrones? Is it because it's too similar?
I don't know.
No, I mean Game of Thrones is it's
Maybe the
Game
author.
of Thrones,
nice.
House of Dragons.
Game of
Maybe
Thrones.
the
House of
author
yeah, maybe.
wrote it and titled it as House of the Dragons.
He actually titled it Dance of the Dragons.
Then what are we doing with the houses?
I'm pretty sure it's Dance of the Dragons.
That's what like the book is called.
I'm always down for the dancing.
I'm gonna look it
Fact check in the comments.
up. Should I look it up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Dance of the Dragons.
Why is
Yeah,
it
but
house? Maybe house just sounds more
House of the Dragon is cool.
masculine.
Like
than...
I'm not knocking it. House of the Dragon is a good name.
It's
For sure.
it's a Dance with Dragons.
Oh, it's completely different.
We were wrong. We were all wrong.
That sounds romantic.
That does sound
I could see that as like a weird rom-com movie with Owen Wilson.
with Owen Wilson.
Why Owen Wilson?
Wow.
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 We got some dragons there.
Someone just told me, sorry, side tangent here. Someone just told me at work a week or two ago that I really remind them of Owen Wilson.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't look like Owen Wilson.
No.
I don't think that I sound like him, but maybe sometimes I do.
I will tell you this: you have the Seth Rogen laugh,
Yes.
I've gotten that a lot.
and I've always tried to like recreate that laugh. I can't do it. It comes naturally to you.
Yeah.
How it's like.
Yeah. I
can't do
I
it.
probably couldn't even do it on command. I don't want to like botch it.
Yeah.
But it's when I laugh naturally, it sounds like Seth Rogen a lot.
Yeah. Yes,
Kinda
you
just
do.
does.
When
We
Brooke
have our
laughs,
own
she sounds.
personal Seth Rogen.
When Brooke laughs, she sounds like the Crypt Keeper.
The what?
I'm the crypt keeper.
What's that?
Oh, actually, she sounds like Krusty the Clown.
No, I sound like Dexter.
Oh, you do.
From
You do
Dexter's
sound like
Oh,
Dexter.
Laboratory.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Dee Dee.
Get out of
What
my
are you doing? Get out of my laboratory. Okay, maybe that was really bad.
All right,
Please don't hate me.
Back to the
House
House
of the
of
Dragon.
the Dragons.
House of the Dragon.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
I like it so far.
Yeah, it's good. So you're 3 episodes in.
Yes.
4th episode has not yet come out. So if you're watching this and you've now finished the whole series, we haven't. There's only 3 episodes out.
Yeah,
but,
and if you finish the whole series already, I would love to have your time machine.
Yeah, well, I'm just figuring, maybe a few months from now, someone stumbles on this video.
Oh, that's what you
know.
meant.
And by the time this episode drops, the 4th episode will
'cause
be out.
Maybe
Yeah.
someone just stumbles upon it late.
Yeah.
And they've already seen it. It's already all come out, and
Yeah.
we haven't seen it.
I guarantee you there are a lot of people that know the show is out, but they're waiting for the first season to be done so they can binge it.
Oh yeah, well, you know what? 30-day free trial, baby. I think a
HBO
lot of
Max.
people are going to knock it out with that 30-day free trial once the whole thing's
They could
aired.
do it in
That-
like a day.
Because you don't need
Yeah.
30 days.
Maybe
You
two
could do it.
days.
Yeah.
I
If you
got
don't want to sit on the couch for 10 hours.
Yeah.
when Game of Thrones was still running and season 6 was coming out, I saw clips of it on YouTube and I was like, what the crap is this show? And my friends started talking about it and I was like, I got to get caught up on this Game of Thrones.
Of the Thrones.
I didn't have a job then and I binged season
Easy.
1 to 5 in like 2 weeks.
Whoa. That's pretty gnarly.
Lots of Game of Thrones, lots of blood,
Yeah.
lots of.
Explicit content.
I just zoned out for real quick.
Are you okay?
Sorry.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I binged it, I think, before season 8 came out. So they were up to season 7, and season 8 hadn't come out yet, and I binged it like right before they aired the last season. And I mean, we don't. At this point, it is common information. It's common knowledge that season 8 is almost universally hated.
I liked
Which
it.
I loved it.
I actually liked
But-
it.
I think Brooke and I are the few that love it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. And this is the thing. I know we're going to talk about not Game of Thrones. We're going to talk about House of the Dragon, but just briefly, since we don't have to go over this again, I think in the defense of Game of Thrones and in the defense of season 8 and 7, they're actually not as bad as you remember it. If you, the viewer, have only seen season 7 and 8 one time through, I highly recommend at some point watch the whole series again, and you'll probably be a lot less upset about it. I think in the moment, and you guys probably agree too, there was such an anticipation of the ending of the show that people felt let down. But I think once you watch the whole thing all over again, like I did that maybe a year ago, I watched the whole thing all over again. And it didn't seem nearly as like out of place as it felt the first time. Even Daenerys' whole switcheroo didn't feel nearly as much of like a curveball when I watched the whole thing. Yeah, when you watch the whole thing through, because I bet you people who had watched, season 8 when it came out, maybe they hadn't seen the earlier seasons in a long time at that point, so it wasn't all fresh in your mind. But when you look at the whole thing as a whole, it's not as bad.
This is what happened with the last season of Game of Thrones, and it's the same thing that happened with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Everyone wanted, in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, everyone wanted these characters to pop up because there's so many fan theories, there's so many speculations. Ghost Rider is going to be in the movie, and then the X-Men are going to pop up because we saw Professor X in the preview,
Yeah.
And then when the movie came out, none of those characters were in it, and people were like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones happened. Oh, spoiler alert, like Jon Snow, he's
The
going to...
fan theories were insane, dude. The fan videos were... they were all over my YouTube feed for months.
Yep. Fan theories destroys endings and shows and movies.
Yeah,
and
that's a
that
good
is
point.
what happened. So do what Jeremy said. Go back and watch it. Even though you know what happened already, go back and watch it. Try to get it at like a whole different view. And I guarantee you're going to like it just as much as the ending of Lost. If you ever saw that. Because I loved the Lost ending.
That was another controversial ending to a TV show for sure that I think holds up better now, like in retrospective.
I love Lost.
But people again were pretty raged.
Oh yeah.
when
I
Lost
remember
ended.
sitting with like 20 other people watching that last episode, and they were all like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
What is happening? This is the dumbest ending in the world. And I'm like, this is beautiful. I love this ending.
That was a little bit more polarizing. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to stick the landing with any show. Like any show, especially that's like actually gained a lot of critical acclaim along the way and has a strong following. It's really hard to stick the landing. Sopranos, same deal. A lot of people hated that
famous
ending. The famous cut to black.
Don't stop.
Yeah. Which, I gotta say, I mean, I wasn't watching The Sopranos when it was airing, but like, I liked it a lot. Like, personally, I know that was kind of a polarizing one too.
You've never seen the ending, huh? You've never seen the show, The Sopranos?
No. No, I saw the... You showed me the ending.
One day I'll have to show you.
Yeah.
One day.
I think you showed me the ending, but I don't remember it.
It's a bummer if you've only
I like spoiling things for Brooke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he showed me the Red Wedding before I even watched the show.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, what is
this?
Oh,
yeah. To bring up the Red Wedding, let's go back into like House of the Dragons.
Yeah.
Wait, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Personally, bring it back to people hating the last 2 seasons. Those 2 seasons of Game of Thrones were my favorite seasons, actually.
Yeah.
There were some good battles.
That's interesting that you say that. I think like maybe there's a lot of people, because you were the same, right? You didn't watch the show.
No, I binged it
when
all.
it aired. You binged it all
Mm-hmm.
right into the last season.
No, everything was done.
Everything was done when you binged it,
Yeah.
right? So I think maybe you have like a better perspective because you weren't watching the progression and then having to wait. That's the
Yeah.
bummer, right? That's the bummer
Yeah.
about the anticipation building over years of watching the show, and then you have these expectations in your head versus someone like you who can just watch the whole thing in its entirety.
Yeah.
Maybe you like those seasons more.
Yeah. It felt like the Avengers to me a little bit because each storyline started coming together in season 7, and it just felt like which was crazy because you learn to love all these separate characters, but then you don't realize, you've never actually interacted with each other before. You've never met.
Yes.
But, I know so much about your character.
Yeah, and there was a point when I was watching the show where I thought maybe they'll never meet. Maybe some of these characters never meet in the show.
Yeah.
You know? And so for me, I think I'm probably a little bit in between you guys where I love 7 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I even appreciate season 8. I still don't love it, but I appreciate season 8 and I respect it as the ending of the show and I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But 7 I really liked. I actually do think some of my favorite episodes ever
yeah.
are in season 7 as well. And a lot of it has to do with finally those characters having their interactions. That's that one scene, I think it must be at the beginning of season 7 where they finally all meet at Winterfell. And they're all drinking around. They're all sitting around the fire drinking together.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great scene.
With the Starbucks cup?
No, not that one.
Season
That's
8.
Is that season 8?
That's after they defeat the White Walkers. That's the celebration dinner.
Yeah.
After they defeat the White Walkers.
We're going to have to do an episode where we just talk about all of the mess ups in movies that we know of.
That'd be good.
Like the Starbucks cup, movies and shows.
Cup.
The airplane that's in what's the movie Troy with
Brad
Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some good ones.
I love looking out for that.
The dude in jeans and a cowboy hat in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes. Yeah.
You know about that, Brooke?
No.
There's just a crew member, like an actual just like camera guy, crew member on the ship.
No way.
You can see in a scene wherein just everyone's in full pirate attire, and then this dude's like in a t-shirt and blue jeans and like a cowboy hat for like one scene.
No way.
In Pirates of the Caribbean.
There's a scene in Gladiator when the chariot flips over. You can see the gas canister that helps it flip over and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do one of those for sure.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
But yeah, so House of the Dragon.
Bringing it back.
Man, first episode was great.
Yeah.
And they said they're going to be like a very hard to watch scene that was just as hard to watch as the Red Wedding. And I totally disagree.
Me too.
Yeah.
In the first episode, there was this whole pregnancy scene.
Is that what the...
Yeah,
they
where
compared it to?
King Viserys had to pick oh, do I save my baby that's being born or do I save my wife?
Mm-hmm.
And because he needs an heir to the throne, he ends up choosing the baby, in which
Which doesn't really work out.
it doesn't really work out. But at that moment, all the the ladies come out and they hold her down and they show them cutting into her
I looked away.
pregnant belly.
I couldn't watch that.
In which
Yeah.
a lot of people were complaining about it. I didn't think it was as bad as Robb Stark's wife, who was also pregnant,
Way worse.
getting
Yes.
stabbed out of anger multiple times.
Oh yeah, and
I feel like those two you can't compare. They're very different scenarios.
yeah, that's true. But I think that's happening to one character
Yeah.
who we don't really have too much emotional attachment
Yeah.
to, right? Because it's the first episode versus the Red Wedding with these characters that we've come to know for I think 3 seasons at that point or something like that for a long time, and it's this massive twist and betrayal, and it's these characters who are dying who you really love, and it's not just one character. It's a bunch of people getting massacred. you know?
Yeah.
In which in
So-
the books, she's not supposed to die, I think. I think she gets stabbed and I think she hides under the table and she escapes. She crawls out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
so
did not
which
know that.
totally flipped it on everyone, you know. But
Yeah, I mean, and that's not to take away. Yeah, it's a brutal scene. It's hard to watch,
Yeah.
but it's not as bad as the Red Wedding for
not
sure.
as brutal as a guy pleading for his king to save him while he's watching his king or prince fly around on a dragon, burning everything,
Dude. Yeah.
and then the dragon steps on him.
That was, you know what? And that's okay. So that's in the third episode, jumping around.
Talking about now,
But
I know
that one, I mean, if we're gonna talk about that,
funny actually.
it was strangely funny.
Yeah.
in a scene that is not supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be funny.
Save me, my prince.
And he's like, he says something like that. Yes, save me, my friend. And he gets stepped on, which I know is supposed to be symbolic, probably, of like, I don't know, maybe what's it, Damon,
Damon.
maybe Prince Damon's like motivations are not actually for the good of his people, and his motivations are actually super self-centered.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's like the representation of it is that like this guy is crying out for him to be saved, and he ends
Yeah.
up just stepping on him. He doesn't actually care about his people at all. He's just trying to like
Yeah.
get the clout from winning the war.
And you see how ruthless Damon can be in the first episode because he takes the was it the golden
The gold
the gold cloaks,
Oh yeah.
and
That's
he
right.
runs through the town and just slaughters anyone who is like a criminal, like a rapist or
Yeah.
like accused of being.
Well, and that's the gnarly thing is they imply that it's like any kind of criminal is basically being treated the same. So like
Yeah.
he's like killing murderers, but also like petty thieves, like shoplifters
Yeah.
are getting slaughtered in the same way that
Yeah.
like a murderer is. Like he's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
any criminal element, he's just going through and wiping them out. And it's kind of interesting too. He's the first of the gold cloaks. He started the whole
Yeah, he started it. Yeah.
Did he really?
gold cloak
started
thing
it.
in
Yeah.
the show. So that's kind of interesting.
My favorite thing from episode one is when you see King Viserys sit on the throne. One of the very first scenes after he becomes king, and he puts his hand down on the armrest of the throne, in which the throne in this series looks way different from the original one. It looks a
Yeah.
little closer to the way it looks in the books.
That's what I heard.
But when he puts his hand down, he gets cut. And if you don't know like the whole thing behind the throne and how it almost kind of has a mind of its own, like if the throne cuts whoever sits on it as a king, it means it thinks you're unworthy of being on the throne.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something. I didn't know that. I've heard that the throne was built intentionally to be super uncomfortable
Yeah.
and to kind of symbolize like to be king of the seven realms is to not be comfortable. So like don't ever get too comfortable as king because you never know what could happen.
Joffrey even I think got cut when he sat down.
That
Yeah.
does ring a bell.
Unworthy.
Maybe. Unworthy for
Wow.
sure.
Shame.
As we know.
Shame.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, the throne's gnarly. I do see a lot of similarities, and I'm sure it's intentional, between him and Ned Stark in the show.
Yes.
Because it's
Yeah.
Viserys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Viserys.
He sort of has actually pretty good intentions. He's really not a bad guy, and he's trying to be like a balanced king.
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to go to war.
He is trying to
Yeah.
avoid war at all possible, if at all possible, and is also kind of trying to make everyone happy.
Yeah.
But of course, we know that's a fool's errand. You can't
like
do it.
Men
when
who
you're a
are
king.
trying to be balanced and to please everyone always end up dying.
Right. And
End
the
up
men with the really
Getting your head chopped off.
noble intentions, like Ned Stark, you know, don't fare well in this,
Yeah.
not even just this show, but, you know, this universe.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think bad things are ahead for
I think
our
so too.
our friend
Our king.
King
Viserys.
Viserys. Probably. Well, he has grayscale too. They never say it
Yeah.
outright, but he
true.
almost certainly has grayscale.
No, he
At one
does.
point, they show his grayscale on his back, in the
Yeah.
first episode. In the second episode, they show that he has grayscale on his fingers,
Right.
and they try to put his fingers in that little thing
maggot
of
pit.
maggots, so that way
Yeah.
the maggots can eat off the grayscale.
That's what happened.
And in the third episode, if you didn't look close enough,
Yeah.
his fingers were missing.
Yeah.
They're just chopped off, which is really clever because they don't show it happening. And we'll get to this in a second. The time jumps are
3 years.
Yeah.
kind of crazy
Yeah,
in this
they're
show.
crazy, yeah.
Every episode is
They're
jumping a
moving
bunch
fast.
of time. Yeah, so that's way different from Game of Thrones right there,
Yeah.
which feels very chronological,
Mhm.
you know, and this show is like jumping around years.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't really like tell you anything. It just jumps ahead in the next episode, and it's been 2 or 3 years, and he's now missing his fingers.
Mhm.
You know,
This poor guy
yeah, he really can't catch
loses
a break.
his wife, loses his kid,
Yep,
Son.
his son.
son. Yeah,
And then in the second episode, he's put in a really awkward position where they're like, you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
have a queen,
oh man,
and they try to have him wed
A 12-year-old.
a 12-year-old.
well, it's double trouble because it's not just a 12-year-old girl. He's also related to her,
Yes.
so it's incestuous
Ugh.
as
Yes.
well as her being
Yeah.
12.
Gosh.
And then
So,
there's his daughter's best friend.
Oh,
What's her name?
gosh.
Allison,
Allison.
Yes,
who is 15.
apparently.
But
3 years
she
is
looks-
so much better.
the other weird thing is her dad is a hand of the king,
Right.
and he's all for it.
He's pimping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pimp daddy hand.
Go put
Yeah.
on your mother's dress and go see how
Yeah,
the king
he
is
is-
Gator, don't
doing.
take that.
Yeah. Gator don't play no crap. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've heard a lot of people like say that this guy who is the hand of the king, I forget his name. What's his name? The character's name?
Some Otto Hightower. I
Otto
think.
Hightower is like one of the only ones who's really playing the Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
like you know, sort of playing the politics.
He's like the new Littlefinger.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that said a
Yeah.
lot. He's sort of like the new Littlefinger
Mm-hmm.
character, which
I
seems
haven't heard that. That's interesting.
about right. He is sort of like he is literally sometimes like whispering in the king's ear
Seems
and
a little sleazy.
sort of whispering in what's her name's ear too. She was kind of the main character of the show,
Rhaenyra?
Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Is it Rhaenyra?
Rhaenyra. Maybe it's
Rhaenyra.
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 Rhaenyra. Gosh, I know. She looks like Daenerys, obviously.
Well,
So,
they're related.
yeah. Yes, they are. But yeah, so yeah, he's kind of like the Littlefinger character. Also, I've heard a lot of people say that Rhaenyra.
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 Gosh,
We don't
I'm
know the
sorry,
names, guys.
guys. When this show, by the time it's over, I will have it unlocked. I promise. But she's like an amalgamation of Arya and Daenerys,
Ah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
which I think is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's pretty tough.
I
Yeah.
like her.
Mm-hmm.
Strong-willed,
Yeah.
you know.
Um,
Don't take no crap.
strong-willed. As far as we can tell, not, you know, freaking bat crap crazy.
Yeah,
She's
not thirsty
she's
for the
not-
throne.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
not insane. She's not trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
But Daenerys wasn't crazy either.
Can I tell you guys this?
Mm.
We already know what happens in this show, in the Dance of the Dragons, because in Game of Thrones, I think in like season 3, when...
You're going to spoil it for everybody?
No, I'm not going to spoil it for everyone because Game of Thrones already spoiled it for everyone.
It's in an episode of Game of Thrones.
In the-
for everyone?
In an episode of Game of Thrones, when King Baratheon is
Robert
talking to
Baratheon,
his
yeah.
daughter before he burns her alive,
Oh my god.
he asks her, "What are you reading?" And she
Oh.
says, "I'm reading The Dance of the Dragons." And he says, "What is it about?" And she drops names and what they do and what happens. So if you want to find that episode, I think it's in season 3.
Before
spoil
the
the
Red
dance.
Witch burns her.
Yes.
Oh, I
Yeah.
do vaguely remember that.
That
It's
poor
yeah, it's
girl.
not. That's not Robert
That was
Baratheon.
the-
It's the other Baratheon.
That
Yeah.
was one of the hardest episodes to watch.
Yeah, that was a rough watch.
The much crappier Baratheon. Yeah. That was
She
a
had
tough
Grayscale
one.
too.
Yeah.
She also had Grayscale. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Is Greyscale deadly? Like
Yes.
lethal?
Yeah.
Was she already dying then?
I think it turns them into like
Well,
these like
it's-
zombie things.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
they
not
turn
right?
him
exactly
into
lethal.
stone.
they
don't
become
remember,
like
actually.
I think we should
Incoherent?
sort of incoherent. They become like yeah, like almost like zombies basically.
Okay.
They briefly show what these guys look like in one of the episodes where Jorah and
It's where they go
Tyrion-
to Valeria, right?
So the second
And they're on
the
wave
boat?
of zombies in Game of Thrones.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, which are basically just guys who have been full scale infected
Yeah.
by the Greyscale, and yeah, Jorah, which is actually how he gets his Greyscale.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Is he fights off these Valyrians who are fully like
Yeah, that's
engulfed
right.
in it, and that's actually how he gets it.
It's just like dry skin, right? Just put some lotion on.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
okay.
shingles.
Shingles.
Let's try it.
Yeah, let me put some Aveeno on your skin there, sir.
Yeah, yeah, come on, maggots. Not even necessary, man.
No.
I will say episode 3 was probably the best.
Hands down.
I'm not a fan of Matt Smith. Matt Smith plays Daemon Targaryen.
I
Is
think
that
he's doing a really good job.
I like him as in Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, and I was telling my buddy this, everything that he's in isn't good. Like in movies, you know, he was in
Yeah.
Morbius.
Well,
Morbius was
It's
Yeah.
Morbin time.
Poor Matt Smith. I mean, he's gonna have to live with that.
He was gonna be in Star Wars, but they cut out his whole role in what's the latest
sequel
one? The
movies?
last one?
The Last Jedi.
The last,
No.
the one after that.
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. They cut out his whole role. And
did
we
him
all
for-
know about the new trilogies because those movies are
I
not
was gonna
good.
say, I mean, that's just for the best anyway. Those movies are so bad.
Hey guys,
I like those.
we're gonna
movies.
do Star Wars now.
Oh,
We're gonna ruin it for everyone.
thanks.
I like those
Thanks, House of
movies.
Mouse, for ruining
But I'm not
Star
as
Wars.
critical as you guys are. Generally
ruined.
like things.
Brooke
pretty
likes all the
easily.
things that are terrible.
What? That's not true.
She
like the
she
thing.
liked Morbius.
You
Okay,
like
I
Morbius?
liked Morbius, but the one part that didn't make sense to me was Matt Smith's character.
There you go, see?
Yeah.
Why was he evil? Why did he turn bad? all
We
of a
got
sudden?
we
Right.
got up at the end of Morbius and everyone walked out like kind of with their heads down, like why did I waste my time? And Brooke was like, I like this movie. This is pretty cool. And I was like,
Concept of
what?
it a lot.
Well, okay, yeah. The concept of the character Morbius is really cool,
Yeah.
for sure.
You know
I
what?
like
I,
the
But
concept
that
of a
doesn't
lot
mean
of
the
things,
movies
I
even
would-
if things aren't great.
I will retract kind of what I said because Matt Smith was in Last Night in Soho, and that was a
Oh,
great
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really seen him in too much. I mean, I've seen him in Doctor Who, obviously, and probably a couple other things. I'll tell you what, though, when it comes to him in this show, I didn't like. I don't know if it was him, like his acting, or if it was just the character that I didn't like, or the writing. But it's like something wasn't really clicking with him
It's
For
his
me,
face.
in the first. Honestly,
Stop, it's
I do gotta say it.
Sorry if you're
um,
watching this,
I'm
Matt.
not- it's-
Like,
it's-
okay, look,
Husband didn't
It's
mean
no,
it.
it's
Look.
the smirks that he does. You know, it's like a
Targaryens, I mean, are they supposed to be? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna even go down the road. He just seems like a little out of place. But I will say this: as the show progresses, particularly in this third episode, I've been totally won over.
yeah. He won me over. This
I've
the
been totally won
last
over.
scene where he just
He didn't say
Where
any words.
he just freaking and what does it for me is that he just really steps up to the plate, like for a character that up until this point has been very selfish
yeah.
and kind of portrayed as one of the antagonists of the show. He
Mhm.
does something that I think ultimately is still self-seeking because
Yeah.
it puts himself on top. But what he does is pretty like suicidal. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
he didn't have to do it. He could have sent anyone in at the end of that, but he put himself out there and just wrecks people, which I always enjoy. Like we side tangent. We saw what's the movie? What's the movie? The Viking movie that we saw.
Oh,
I was just watching
The
it the other
Northman.
day. The
Yeah.
Northman.
So something I just gotta
Tony's
tell you,
obsessed
like
with that movie.
something about just seeing the main character on
Alexander
screen, the
Skarsgård.
badass, just get in and wreck people with his swords and his
Yeah.
axes, and like it's just like
I am
something.
Omineth.
I am my father's revenge. you
As
know?
he's holding the heart. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
dude, it's so epic, and it just feeds my soul.
You guys are
And-
such men.
Well, it must just be like a dude thing because
Yeah.
when he gets in there with all those dudes charging at him and he's just slicing through them
Mhm.
and running and dodging arrows left and right, it was like, oh, this is awesome. Like I was so into it. And I was rooting for him. I was full blown like, yeah, rock
Yeah.
him, you know? The only thing that could have made that scene better is I wish they actually showed him freaking slice the crab feeder in half.
Oh yeah,
I wish they would've
he
showed
goes
that.
in and kills who we think is going to be the big
The bad guy
villain
for the whole
of-
show, or
yeah,
at least the
the
first
first
season.
and he walks out of the cave with half of his body.
His whole torso.
I
Just his
think
whole
he's
torso.
the bad guy for the first season.
I think clearly he is probably still going to be
I think
one of the main
is gonna be a bad guy,
antagonists.
too.
But and this is true of Game of Thrones as well. There isn't just one bad guy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? There's multiple.
Cersei,
Yeah.
Bad
Joffrey,
guys.
Ramsay,
Yes, and
Theon
they're not even.
sometimes,
They're not. There are bad guys
the Night
happening
King.
in different storylines, right? You
Yeah.
have like some of our main characters, and having to deal with the White Walkers and the Night
Mhm.
King, or Ramsay Bolton, or Cersei, or
Yeah.
whoever.
You know who the real bad guy of Game of Thrones was? What's the brother's name that falls out of the tower? Brendan?
Bran.
Bran? He's a
Yeah,
real bad
that
guy.
guy's a punk.
That dude was just sitting there.
Bran the
he
Broken?
knew what was going to happen,
Freaking knew
but he
it
just
the
let
whole
it all
time.
happen.
He
He
knew it the whole
sits
time.
there and he disassociates and he's like, bye.
When Jon
and
Snow,
we're like, bro, come
when
back.
Jon Snow said at the end, "I'm sorry," and he goes, "Don't be," in his
Yeah.
weird monotone voice, "Don't be,"
Yeah.
and then he goes, "You were right where you belonged the whole time."
Mhm.
And Jon Snow gave him a look like, "What the hell?
Yeah.
You could have saved me then."
yeah. How many people did you let die?
Yeah. Jon
Right?
Snow said, "Fool, I got stabbed like 10 times. You could have stopped that."
Yeah, there's a lot you could have stopped.
A lot of people sacrifice
Bran the
themselves for it.
Broken. You know what, man? Jamie, you go ahead and push that guy out the window.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He wouldn't be like that though if he didn't get pushed out the window.
You're a good man. His weird monotone voice.
Yeah, I
But
don't
that
understand.
was really sweet when he said that to Theon.
That was kind of touching. To Theon, yeah, that was actually kind of a
I
nice.
work out to
a
the
nice
Night
moment.
King song.
I am not Bran anymore.
It inspires me.
You work out to what?
The Night King song.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
I like put the treadmill on incline and I start running.
Night
and
King
then like
song?
my
Is it
heart's
a part?
pounding at like what is it, 190?
I don't know how she does that.
Like,
She works out to scores.
Really? I
Yeah,
know some
and
people
you
are
know
into
why?
that. Yeah.
Because it makes me feel, I guess, for lack of a better word,
Do you
epic.
guys work out to scores? What kind of music do you work out to?
Epic music.
I
because it feels
do-
like I'm part of it.
I need
and
EDM.
it-
I need metal.
And it just makes
Mhm.
me feel so alive.
I can't work out to rap.
I'm still talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just totally shut you out.
I know.
You don't need
Well-
to talk anymore.
Well,
Okay, bye.
I'd say it depends on what I'm doing, right? Because I will say this. I do have a playlist, and if you watched our previous episode, you know that I love Batman.
Do you listen to the Batman
I
score while you
listen
work
to the Hans Zimmer Batman score
you too?
from Batman Begins.
Thanks,
but
Jeremy.
well, okay. I mean, you're welcome. But it's not really when I work out. I listen to it when I need to like either get a lot of stuff done, like clean, or like I need to get something important done because I envision the scenes. The scores bring you back to the scenes,
Yes.
and
It makes
so
you feel like you're in it.
yeah, and so you feel like you could be that character.
Yeah.
And so like
Nope.
I listen to it's particularly Batman Begins because that's when Bruce is really becoming the Beast. That's when he's really becoming like the man who will become Batman. And so I listen to those specific. I don't listen to the whole score because it's not all relative,
Yeah.
but there are certain songs in it that get me going.
The next time I work out, I'm gonna try to put on a score. I think I'm gonna put on the La La Land soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I don't appreciate you right now, woman. I'm gonna put the La La Land on. See what you did?
You did it first.
I'm gonna put the La La Land
Oh.
soundtrack on, and I'm gonna put me and Seb's theme song on, the whole sad thing.
Mhm.
I
I'm
don't
just
know if
gonna
you're gonna be able to work to that. I need to have some kind of like.
Cry while I'm lifting weights.
Well, sometimes.
You cry when you're running?
No, I don't cry.
Or
I want to cry. That's
Oh
why I'm
my
running
gosh.
uphill so aggressively because I feel like I'm gonna cry. But then when I'm done, I feel fine.
See, I have to listen to like Electric Callboy or Lorna Shore or some heavy metal stuff or even
Yeah.
EDM stuff. I found out about this guy. His name is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. It's
Music. It makes me feel like I'm training to be an Avenger.
anyways. I just found out about this guy. His name is, I think it's Analyphs. He puts like anime quotes behind like hardstyle EDM music. And it's
Oh, you showed me some of
oh
those.
my gosh, dude. If you just want to get pumped,
Pumped.
Pump it up. Pump
Yeah.
it up.
I would try that. I mean, for me, yeah. The truth of it is, if I'm gonna be lifting weights, I'm not gonna listen to a score.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. If I'm like doing a long walk, or like I said, just something strenuous, like lifting heavy boxes or whatever. Sometimes I'll listen to the score, the Batman score, to get me motivated. Like anything's possible. But
It's
if
not
I'm-
who you are.
Yeah, it's not who you are underneath. It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. But yeah, if I'm lifting weights, it's metal. It's all metal,
Yeah,
only
Limp
metal.
Bizkit, dude.
It's Limp Bizkit. It's break stuff.
Yep. See,
Break stuff.
It's
Rollin'?
honestly, it's rolling. It's Down with the Sickness.
oh.
It's on
There you
there.
go, Brooke.
It's some Deftones.
Deftones, yeah.
Um,
POD.
POD for sure. Here comes
Love me some pissed off dolphins.
Pissed off dolphins. Yeah.
Is that what it stands
No,
for?
it stands for payable on death.
I love what's the POD song that I really like listening to? Soundboy. Was it Soundboy Killer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. That's a really good one. Shout out POD.
POD.
I like
That's our
lifting
first
heavy
shout-out.
things
And the big SD.
to your music.
Yeah.
We saw you as well. Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw POD.
I did not.
15-year
Sorry.
anniversary of the
Sorry about
Satellite
it.
album.
Oh, loved it.
Freaking killer.
Youth of the Nation.
Oh my gosh.
Here comes the boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Bam.
Here
boom.
comes the boom.
Yeah, boom.
Boom.
And yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
I am the messenger. Sorry. Guys, listen to POD. They're great.
Mhm.
If you're into that, like, was it early 2000s rock?
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s. New metal.
Back when MTV used to play rock music all the time?
They're really good.
Yeah,
Give me a listen.
sure.
Brooke likes to listen to Spice Girls when she works out, too.
I don't listen to Spice Girls when I work
So
out.
tell me what you want, Brooke. Tell
What
me
you
what you
really,
really,
really
really
want?
want.
Really want.
Sick. Ah.
Ugh.
Well, we have about like a couple minutes left, like 3 minutes left. Let's do a little challenge.
Challenge.
Let's try to end this podcast speaking in song titles.
Oh, that's going to be tough.
Can we do it?
We're
we
all
can
in
try.
this together.
Wow, you already started. That did count. I already lost.
Yeah.
I already lost. You start. Okay, let's try it again.
Try it again. Go ahead. Here comes the boom. Go.
We're all in this together.
Quit playing games with my heart. I think I won. All right, there we go. That
That's the end of
didn't really
that.
work out.
I got nervous.
Guys, we just started our social media stuff.
Yes.
A YouTube channel. Brooke, do you have all the information down?
Yeah. Okay. So
We're even on TikTok, guys. We're gonna start posting on
we're
TikTok
on
too.
TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. Wherever if you're watching or listening, we're on YouTube. We're on podcasts, Apple, Spotify.
We're going to be on whatever apps you like to watch while you're pooping.
Oh my god.
Yeah, actually, that's really good. I
Yeah.
should start saying that. Because everyone always says anywhere that you listen to podcasts or anywhere you get your music, but really, the real truth of it is, the real nitty gritty is anywhere, any app that you open when you're on the toilet
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
is what we're on.
And honestly, if you were listening to this whole episode right now, all 45 minutes of it, I'm going to advise you to wipe because you've been sitting on the
It's
toilet too
time
long.
to throw in the
Your legs
towel.
probably fell asleep.
It's time to get back to your work day.
You probably got some grayscale growing in between those things there.
Stop. Stop it right now.
We
Go
know
take a
you've been clocked in the
shower.
whole time. We
Yeah.
know you're pooping on the clock.
Yeah. Your boss is probably looking for you. Where's John? Where's
You've been
Kathy?
declining your phone
Why,
calls.
why those names?
Those are the first names that pop into my head. Don't judge me. Quick, Brooke, we got like a minute. Tell us the social media stuff.
All right. So we came up with our name. We are Gab Addicts.
Gab Addicts, because we like to talk, you guys.
We're gabbing all
Simple as
the
that.
time.
Yeah.
And we're addicted to talking, apparently. So we're the Gab Addicts. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Gab Addicts and on YouTube and wherever you want to listen to this podcast.
That is at GABADDICTS.
Yes.
My spelling is correct. Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah.
So
20 seconds.
like and subscribe, you guys. Comment below if you want to add to the conversation that we just had. We want to hear what you guys think about House of the Dragons or any other topics we covered because I know we kind of went on so many tangents. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps us get out to more people so we can have more conversations with everyone. We
Yes.
love you guys. We will see you next time.
Next time, yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Mhm.
All right. How are we going to end this? Did we say our names?
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
Brooke.
and I'm Tony.
And I'm Jeremy.
Dang, we should have done that in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right,
Maybe we'll
guys.
chop this, put it at the beginning. I don't know.
Let's make like a baby and split.
Oh
Okay.
no,
That
stop
sounds
it.
good. Are you guys
Did I
ready
say that
to
wrong?
disappear?
I don't like that term.
I said that wrong. Huh?
phrase you
Anyways,
said.
you wanna
I'm gonna make us all disappear.
You
Yeah.
are?
Yeah.
Are
You
we all-
didn't
You're
know?
a magician?
You ready? Yeah,
Ready?
I'm gonna do it.
right. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.